God, I did that off stream. That looks so much better. Saying so, I wanna go. Turn the lights off, carry me home. Na 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 na. Hold up, small things. Anyways, I can't sing on stream. I'm not allowed. We could do like unarchived singing. Are you allowed to sing on stream? I feel like you're not allowed. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you are allowed. I'm getting real comfortable. I know nobody's here right now, but it's fine. Boom, boom, psh, boom, psh, boom, boom, psh, boom, psh, to the boom, boom, psh, to boom, boom, psh. Oh my god. I shouldn't have gone on my face, but this guy made that part to Elden Ring. What an amazing thing to have on your portfolio. I want to show you guys the picture. Like, Jesus Christ. Some people have so much talent that they work for. I don't like using the word talent, it's just that some people have so much skill. That's insane. Imagine having that on your portfolio. You'd get a job easy. I mean, I couldn't do that. I'm terrible. Well, I'm okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's I kind of feel bad about streaming. Someone literally asked, "Oh yeah, what's your next stream?" I've been late. I forgot last Friday. Like, oh, I'm terrible. Oh, let's unplug my wireless mouse and make it wireless again. Well, that shook my whole body doing that. I just watched it. I've got this like weird permanent phlegm at the back of my throat, and I'm hoping when I go to the doctors they can have a look at it. Look at the phlegm. Just go down in there with a camera and they're like, "Yep, that's phlegm. What do you want us to do about it?" It's not a very nice feeling, I'll tell you that. Okay, sort out my hair a little bit. Cool, and now we're comfortable. I got new pillows. They're very comfortable, so I've got it in my lap right now. It's very cold at the moment too, so they are very comfortable. They weren't as comfortable to actually sleep on though. Very comfortable to like hold and rest on, but to put my head on, they go quite flat because they're quite soft. Or soft, firm? Yeah, soft. They're not very firm. Anyways, let's play some music. That's why I'm doing this. What the heck? Why is Lofi an animal? Oh, it's the cat! Wait, guys. Look, the cat that usually sits on here is this, and the girl's over there. What the heck? How interesting. Well, that tap sound sounded like it was coming from my desk. Anyway, so I should be a good volume today. Oh yes, last week I was talking relatively softly, so turn you down a little bit, and that should help equalize it. Cool. So I want to read you the boat. I don't want to do that today. I don't want to lean forward today. Very tired. Yeah, so we're looking for rugs and stuff. Right, okay. So I wonder if I could find a... not substance, substance source. I wonder if I can find some rug material. I want a stylized cloth with some tear in it or something to go on the floor. Stylized crystal, stylized lava, stylized denim jeans. I just want to stylize cloth as a basis. Clay. Let's stylized rug. Something like this. That's pretty good. It's got a video that I can follow while on stream. That cheeky if I follow someone else's video while on stream. Hi Mohammed, how's it going, man? I did it off stream because I don't want to follow someone's like video while on stream. I feel like that's a little bit cheeky. Oh wow, I don't really want sticks inside. Well, not in this part of the building anyway. Are these ones? Yeah, cool. That's gonna unlight everything now, annoyingly. As you can tell, we've been doing a little bit of lighting work off stream. I reworked the clouds off stream so they look a lot more fluffier now. I mean, I was yeah, look at it move. Whoa. I put that off for ages, but now we've got these nice fluffy looking clouds. They look pretty cool when they go over things. Don't go inside it though, because they're not two-sided, but... Oh, well, why does it disappear when I go inside? That's interesting. But yeah, they look pretty cool now. Did that off stream, so unfortunately... To be fair, you wouldn't have wanted to watch me do it anyway. There was a lot of trial and error. I didn't know how I wanted to get it to work. But yeah, let's go when it moves. Well, I think when I play... Yeah, I have him move a little bit. Oh yeah, full screened. Just a little bit, and then they move back as well. Just give you illusion. Especially when they move back, it looks like you're moving. Wait for it. The problem is I would have liked to make it so it looks like you're permanently moving, but what I ran into an issue doing that. Because I thought if I duplicate all of them back one, and then move it to the exact same point they were, it could be a repeating animation, look like you're constantly moving through the clouds. But I ran into a problem, and what was it? There was a reason. I do apologize. Fridays, I'm so lazy. I've been working. It's not a very good excuse, but I have been working, so I'm a little bit lazier than usual. Let's delete this out. Cool. Come into here, and we'll make a cloud. I'll come across the same issue, I assume, because I was like, oh, it's not going to work, then I didn't do it. If I tried that back in a bit, it's no animation. No, it won't. Have I got to reassign all of them? No? Oh, still got autoplay on and loop. So that should play that normally at full speed. So all I'm doing is basically moving all the clouds at once. So all I needed to do... Scroll way down. Is delete... I should do this so you guys can actually see it. Delete all of them out, get all of these... Is there not a way I could just group it and do this? I feel like this is... Oh, bugger. Are you serious? How has it clicked this? I'm holding the click button. Ah. Stop. Can I not just select all? Oh, Control A, Shift A. Alt A? No. Can I just do this? You select from the top and then click. Hold on a minute. Why are they yellow? There you go. If I do that and shift click. No. Alt click. No. Control click. No. Well, I'll hold left click and try it again. Still holding left click. If it deselects. Cool. I missed one. Copy that over here. Because on the very last frame, hiccup, on the very last frame, we essentially want it to clip back. Get 51. Bring that to here. The very last frame. So on like one frame before, we want it to almost mimic where that last one is. And that should give you the illusion of perpetual motion. I feel like that's not the quite correct word. Just a constant motion. I mean, I want to explain it in Blender because if it doesn't work in here, the theory still works. This last button, I feel like, needs to be a little bit lower. So basically, all it would be doing, so if you had like a frame here, wait, yeah, if you had like this, and then one before that, it's got to be perfect. Oh, does it have to be perfectly placed? What button makes a keyframe? S? Nope. No, that's my I. Because we just scale. Basically, you would replicate those positions so that, so this, we need to go here. Boom. Is that locking it? I don't know. I. It said I. Oh yeah, I like that. There you go. Then click the other one underneath, just because it's go out of frame, it doesn't really matter. Yep. And then this one over here, we'll just need to go to a location this was in. Now this isn't going to fully work, but what to the extent I'm looking for. Wait. Yeah, 24. Click U. Go 100 frames. 100 frame. 100? Yeah, 100 frames. Do this. 100. Do this. And I location. And then they're all moving along here, right? They should match up with each other's spots. What's going on here? I'm explaining a perpetual motion illusion that I'm going to try to do with my clouds. But I want to explain it first, staring at it. So in case it doesn't go right, I can be like, oh, the idea's right. I just can't get it working in Unreal. But we'll see. Well, I wanted to explain it in here first. Where's the graph? Animation. Can I select them and do it? Linear. Linear. There you go. Cool. So they should move at a constant speed now. What that will allow you to do is if we set this to 100 frames... Does it loop in Blender? That slows down. That's not linear. Constant. Well, it's not supposed to slow down, but it's already starting to give the illusion. It looks like... So that cube... Oh, wait. Where's the cube that's supposed to be back there? Oh, you're not moving. Why are you moving? What the? You're not moving at all. Huh? Oh, interesting. I've just selected that cube. There you go. Right. Select these two cubes. Linear. I don't animate in Blender. I do apologize. Now, it should give the illusion of a perpetual motion. So that would look like it's just keep that at the end. It should look like it just keeps going. See that? So it looks like we have a constant cube flow, right? Like if I was to do... I thought I'd mute the microphone. If I was to do like a conveyor belt, it would look, at least from this angle, that that's constantly going. But if we go far away, all we're doing is... So this here is just jumping back to here. So when I select it, you can see. And yeah, it just gives you the illusion it's a constant flow of boxes. Right? So, I wanted to explain that here, like I said, because the theory is correct on what I want to do. It's not that big of a animation thing. It's just in case anyone doesn't know how to do it. So I want to do that, but with the clouds. So I want all the clouds to move along and then ping back. So from the camera angle I want to record it from, it will look like there's a constant flow of clouds. I'm so slow. There you go. Right? So when they flow past from here, it will look like they're constantly moving. And I want them to move as well, because the way that they shape when they move look very cloud-like. It looks very cool. Very wiggly and stuff. Also, I redid the clouds for anyone who's just... Like, I didn't do it on live stream, I did it off stream. Because I've been lazy recently and I had to... I know I wouldn't have done it on stream because I don't get nervous that you guys are watching, but I don't want you guys to watch me fail for an hour before I get it right. I know you watch me do that anyway, but... Got so much dust on the screen, what the heck? Yeah, so in the sequencer, I need to do essentially what I just showed. But the problem with that is I've got so many assets that I don't know how I want to copy those values out to get it looking like they're perpetual. I might just eyeball it, but eyeballing it can also come with a lot of issues. Because we've got to, yeah, set two things here. So 149. So if I select all of these, do I need to duplicate them again, or was they already duplicated? I'll duplicate them one more time, which is a lot, but that's fine. Oh. There you go. There's another duplication. The Simpsons. I know what? I could just measure how much I'm pushing it back. Can I... You can lock it to grid. Lock it to a larger grid. Larger? 5,000? There you go. So I'll just count how many I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, I'm selecting all of them now. Hold on a minute. Oh, I've undone the duplication. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'll make it a larger. You get 10,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. Now those, that's a lot of meshes. Those, all this to make it look like clouds are flowing. I select all these. Can I rename them all at once and call them clouds? That'd be nice. Let's delete everything here in my actual, again here. So where's the delete? Delete. That's not going to delete them in here, is it? No, cool. Right, reselect them again. If I go clouds, will that select them all? Nope. Can I right click? Select children. Boom. Okay. There you go. Add all of those. 196 of them. Perfect. Cool. Then all I should have to do is... If we make it exactly 100 frames, because you can slow it down anyway, so it's fine. Make it exactly 100. Can you clip this? No, not really. 90. Jesus Christ, let me full screen it. Oh. 105. Show me 100. Thank you. Alright, if we pop this on 100, perfect. Let's go to frame 1. Now, I might be mistaken here. I don't know how to keyframe multiple things unless they've already got a keyframe. So I might have to click through 200 of these right now. Lock, pin, solo, mute, copy, delete and keep, tag, add to group, a new group, clouds. Can I add? Nope, I don't know what making a group does. I don't want to click through all of them. That'll take me such a long time. Bring that over to 0. I mean, that'll have to be here or here. I assume here. I don't want to click through all of them. Ue4 keyframe multiple selected objects. I have them all selected. I can add, for example, the add to... Okay, yeah. The top of the level object binding can have multiple objects bound to it. I don't really know how to do that. No, that's Blender. Blender, you just select them and then press I and lock rotation. What about Ue4 add keyframe shortcut? Shift R. Boom. Yesterday or whenever I did the clouds, I went through every single one. That is so much easier. Okay. Then at the max frame, right on 100, we want to do the same thing. But then at 99, we want to move it. No, we don't even need the frame at 100. Because when it so what we need to do... Yeah, okay. Right. What we need to do is get rid of that frame I just made at 100. Can I undo? Why can't I click off of it? Dude, I'm holding left click and it's just like deselecting constantly. I'm just going to go for it slowly, delete all of these frames. It's like 200 frames of deleting, so... Is this the most optimized way to do it? Probably not. I mean, this is just how I'm going to do it, because it's the idea that came to mind, and I like just sort of working from the ideas I get. Alright. Cool. Select all of our clouds again. And at frame 100... we want the last... we want to move it all by what? 10 it was, right? So if we select it all, it still locked that, and then we want to go 1... am I frame 100? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we want to keyframe. Keyframe that. Did that work? Yes. Cool. Now we need to make it all linear. So, the way I do that... how do I select all of them? There has to be a way to select all keyframes. Ue4 select all keyframes shortcut. Control... what? Control that. Use control to select all keyframes to the left. To the... oh, no, that's not what I want. I want to select all keyframes. I don't see any shortcut. So we're just going to go like this. Don't break. I need one of those unlimited scrolling mice. Oh, it broke again. It's because I keep hitting the middle mouse button. How do I select all of it? There is a way to do it, is there not? I feel like there is. Very patient. Okay. I wonder if people join the stream and go, oh, I'm still doing the same level, and then just leave. I don't blame them. Right, select all of them. We want them to all be linear. Like this, all triangles, and that should make it look like it's going at steady speed. Cool. Now, technically, so what I've done is I've made it go to frame 100. Now, you never want to do that to an extent, and I'll explain why. So, the reason you don't usually want to go to frame 100 is because, let's play it. you'll see them stay in the same spot for it. Oh, gave it closer so we don't see them jump back. Let me deselect that. Wow. God, I can still see them, like... So yeah, you'll see it. Where's my... Oh, wait. If I close this up, the FPS goes up. Yeah, there you go. Hold on a minute. Oh, I don't think I moved them enough. Did I? No, that definitely doesn't look like it moves enough. No, I've done that wrong. Yeah, I needed to move it one more time by the looks of it. Create Keyframe channel properties changes. Yep. Move it one more time. Don't want to skip too many, just once. Cool. That should. Cool. Right click, linear. Make sure there's not 2 frames there. I know it's kind of off screen right now, but it's just easier on my larger monitor. There are 2 frames there, very interesting. Which one's the one I want? Oh, nice, we're using that one anyway, cool. Cool. Now let's have a quick check to make sure that matches with the original. Yeah, that looks right. So now what we want to do is we want to bring it back by 1 frame. We want it to go to frame 99, but not 100. If it skips back 1 frame, it means that last frame when it skips will be it will be the start of its next frame, so you won't get a stationary point. So if we look at it now, how did I leave so much like away from the back? Oh, it still stops though. No, it's still not working. What? Bring it back a bit more. I don't know how I did that. That should be working. That's very, very annoying. Okay, I was making sure we are using the sequencer. That, in theory, that should work. I had a feeling it wouldn't, annoyingly. So I'll probably try to do that off stream. Because I don't really want to be messing around with it too much. But you get the idea. I wanted to make it look like the clouds are constantly moving. Get rid of half the clouds now. Get to 100. Delete those. Cool. Because we just wanted to look like there's clouds from our actual point. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, whatever. Right, let's have a look then. So we want to do a rug, which I'll do off stream as well. I'll probably do the curtains off stream too. So what we got left to do, we've got the ropes, which I could do. Don't save that animation example. Let's go to boat. Sorry, I've been using Blender a lot for work, so This folder was a little bit further down than I was expecting. Okay. So I might have to remodel these just because of the way I need to unwrap them. Because if I'm going to attach this right material on it, I need them to take up the entire square here. And then I'll just stretch the UVs in Engine. I could technically have them outside the box, but essentially I need them to take over the box. But only in one direction. I can't have it... I think it's up and down, not left and right. So it's just mirrored. That is right. Because if I were to unwrap it right this second without remaking it... Oh, so they're different meshes. That's nice. I'll do something like this, this. And mark seam. But I bet if I select them... we can turn off that. I mean, So what's this part? What's that pinch at the bottom? What? Why does it pinch at the bottom? Huh? That should be roughly the same shape as all of that. Okay. So we'll do this. We'll get rid of them, as I said I was going to do. Cool. And we'll just make some new ones. Now, I think I'm just going to make it like a circle. Yeah, I think that'll work fine. I don't think you'll notice. So we'll just do... I don't know what the best way to do this is. So we're just going to delete face. Delete face. Select. Scale... It is that direction. It's because we need to do its transformations. And that's pretty annoying. It's like... Freaking... Just use a cylinder, what am I doing? Go 8, and then I can smooth it afterwards. You should always try to start the shape that more matches what you're doing. Sometimes I don't do that, and it can be a bit annoying. So yeah, we want a shape like this. There you go. And I want that to basically hook onto there. Cool, and then I can select some of the bits and try to align it a bit better. So again, I can pinch it in the middle like I had earlier. Cool. And then I can extrude those out from themselves along vertices, I guess, and then scale along. Apparently not. Scale normally then. Bring these out a tad. Bring these out a tad. Cool. Bring them back. Do some of this. Cool. So that looks a little rope-like. Then we'll just grab edge loops now and make it match where it needs to be hooked onto these. So obviously it's rope, so I want it to look a little bit like it's not super secure, you know what I mean? So we'll do, let's pull this part in, pull that part in a bit more, that part in a bit more. Cool. And then let's have, like, I don't know, just come out like this a little bit. Cool. Top can come down a bit like this, and I kind of feel like I want it from the side a little bit, so we do something like this, like that. Cool. Now I could do a rope in between or something. It really depends how detailed we want it. I think I'm just going to do that. I think I don't want it to look detailed. It doesn't need to... I don't want it to make sense, you know what I mean? We'll have just a thick... maybe that's too thick. I do want it a little bit thicker though. There you go. And we'll do something like this. There you go. Then I just duplicate these and move it. Oh, actually, no. Before I duplicate it, let's unwrap it. So, probably only need this much on it. I've been very much neglecting optimization, which I shouldn't be. Mark seam, select it, unwrap. Wow. It's doing it again. It's pinching. Why? What? That shouldn't be pinching here. It doesn't get any thinner, really, at the bottom. I want to quickly export this and go into Maya, because I feel like that problem might just be Blender being weird. Rope for sales. I was gonna say what they're called. Sales. Let's open up Maya. Getting lower and lower on my camera. I know Blender just tries to... Google tries to find what's more related to what you wrote. But when I'm like, Blender or Ue4, how to do this? It's like, how to do this in Unity. I'm like... I know you can put... I always call them quotation marks. Are also called quotes or inverted commas. I feel like there's a proper name for them. But I always try to put those in. And that does help narrow it down. Oh, did I not save it to my desktop just then? Oh. I didn't click selected only. Nice. Terrible at that. Always remember, when you're in Blender... It's because other software has it by default, so it doesn't usually bother me. If you're in Blender, if you've made, like, I don't know, a couple of shapes... And you're like, okay, I want to export this one now. File, export, FBX. Make sure to click selected objects. If you don't, you'll export everything. So these two shapes will go with it, which we don't want. When you, well, maybe you do. Maybe you want to export your entire scene, but most of the time I don't want to do that. In fact, 99 out of 100 times, I want to export what I got selected. It's very rare I'll make a scene with just one thing in it I want to export. I want to do a tutorial on substance. What I wanted to do, I'm just explaining this because I got to wait for that to stop breaking. So I think I have a plane on my desktop so I can demonstrate. It's more of a tip than it is like a... Oh, it's done. Oh, I loaded up the wrong substance. Whoops. Adobe substance. I still got the old substance on my PC. I don't know why. There's something about deleting it that irks me. So, if we give file... Today's just a learning stream, apparently. I've not done anything productive. Desktop. SM_plane. Oh. Is that not what I have to plane? Is it just called plane? I always have a plane laying around somewhere. Pig player, but... Whoa! Did I delete it by accident? Maybe I did. I want to show this because I want to do it for my tutorial. So if any of you who are there who can communicate in chat, I want someone to tell me if they think it's worth doing a tutorial on. That'd be very, very helpful if anyone's able to reply. Okay, so we'll get this plane to our desktop. I'm going to use a plane just because it's a flat mesh. It's just going to be easy to demonstrate what I want to show. So we just got it plane. Plane. Yes. Cool. So just a plane, right? Now, what I want to show on a very quick tutorial is just basically how to simulate a stroke. So I'll also show it on Facebook. Facebook? Photoshop, Facebook. I'll show you how to simulate it. Well, I'll show you how Photoshop. I don't know why Facebook's in my mind. Yeah, how to do it in Photoshop. So in Photoshop, when you want to put a stroke on something, ignore the anime things. My friend is asking me for pictures. What? What the? I swear that name was in there a second ago. So let's just go to 1024 by 124. So yeah, when you want, Jesus, when you want to draw something, let's make our background a color. Already on the background, we'll just make it like a slight off. Now, whenever I like to draw, which is not very often, I like to make the background like an off color like this, like a very slight orangey grey. I don't know. The thing about drawing on that makes it feel more like a natural drawing. So yeah, when you get something like, oh, and now I want to put a black line around this, especially when you're like writing something and it like blends too much in with the background. This is a thick pen. But yeah, so you double click like this and you go stroke, and boom, you get this around your mesh, around your drawing. And that's great, and it's really good for, again, when you're doing text, because in text, to actually get text, you can go hello, and so I could say, oh, that blends in too much of the black background, so then you can just go stroke, and boom, it sticks up in the background more. Now that's not an option on a Substance. There's nothing really to do that. So just a very quick tip that I sort of just did myself, because it works. A quick bake on the map, so I don't think that's going to really do anything. It's just a plane. There you go. So one of the better ones. So if you're like you want to put a sticker on something, you just want it to say something like a font. Let's go. One. Here you go. Oh, there you go. Come down here and we'll go. Yeah, Substance is fine. Change the color to white. See? You're like, oh, wow, that's still not very big. 200. There you go. Like, boom. Nice, right? Hey, moderate. I'm just giving a demonstration on what I want to do for my next tutorial. And you boom, nice, that's what I want. But you can't put a stroke around it. So basically, I just thought it was a neat idea to you duplicate it, you drag it underneath, or you could have left it on top and just edit the other one. Change that color to what you want, so I'm going to use black. If you filter then blur it, you see, well, one, you can use it as a drop shadow, which always looks quite nice anyway. But if you do want the stroke effect, you then just do a levels, bring that down. And then this blur is what controls how thick the stroke is. And your levels is just how sharp it is. See what I mean? So we get a nice stroke effect on it. But again, you can use it for other things like a drop shadow, like that. But yeah, I just thought it was a very quick thing I wanted to show people. I don't know what to call the video, and I need to sort of organize how the tutorial is going to look. But yeah. Alright, so before this actually breaks, let's go selected objects, rope for sale. It sounds like I'm selling it. Rope for sale over here. So the UV map looked terrible in here. What if I should be able to just unwrap that. Yeah, see, that's more what I'm looking for. This. That's what it should have looked like. And then I just scale this up. So I need to make the edges actually flat. Because when I put a rope texture on it in Engine, I'm going to want that to tile across it. Whoops. I might do another run of Elden Ring soon. I completed it in like the first week? And I've taken a pretty hefty break from it. I haven't played very much since then. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I got to flatten one side first. So flatten this side out. I think I missed a couple up here, yeah. I might try to get back into drawing again. The only problem with that is I find myself with not enough time to even do 3D. Talk to me, moderate. Say more stuff. Are you just saying hi while I'm at work? I'm finding it hard to even do 3D on the weekend, so I kind of don't want to trade any of that time to draw. Because, I mean, 3D is what I prefer doing anyway. Right, then we unwrap this in the middle, and we get a much nicer... Like, you'll get some warping at the edges, but that'll give you a nicer effect. I actually haven't flattened that side very much. You can see that? Flatten it. There you go. The bottom wasn't flat. Cool. And then just selecting all the middle ones. Just like that. Unwrap. And it'll give you a pretty good result. And then I will expand this out. Do they reach? Do they if I turn on clipping like this, will it clip? It does, nice. So we'll get it so they're roughly... That's annoying. Turn off clipping. Thank you. Aligned. Perfect. Then I'll select that. Now, obviously, there could be 2 warps in engine, and I might have to go, oh, actually, no, this doesn't look very good. But usually, this is a pretty good way to do it. Like that. I wonder why this part's coming so far over. You see that? Oh, it's still not flattened. What the heck? Flatten. Cool. Bring you back. You know what? The tops and bottoms, I think, can still... Because they're not going to tile anyway, so if we just do this, we'll get a much neater one. Yeah, it bumps out, but that's fine. Cool. And that should work pretty well. Now what I want to do is re-bring that into Blender and shape it. I don't know why the Blender's unwrap was so awful. So that's what I mean. Sometimes I do just have to go into Maya to do an unwrap. That's like the only thing I use for Maya these days. I just unwrapping it. But sometimes it can be a lifesaver because the results... Well, they speak for themselves. They're usually much better quality. Cool, that will replace that. Yeah, see what the old one looked like? Why is that UV map like that? Why is it getting, like, squished at the top? I don't understand. This one's perfect. So now, I'm just going to duplicate this and slightly move it to match up with where we're grabbing the sail. So I'll bring that back a little bit like this. Maybe bring it actually down a little bit more like that. Perfect. Go again. I want to have this one coming over from here. Change that to a linear. There you go. So I don't want it to look like they're all duplicated, you know what I mean? This one should probably sit back a tiny bit. Like this. Cool. Raise you up. You raise me up. There you go. And then this one's probably the one that stretched the furthest down. Cool. Boom. Lovely. That should look fine in engine. My only concern... No, it should be fine. I could put a wind effect on it. But I don't know if I want to. I don't think I will. We get these. Combine them. Mirror them. And I'm just going to put them all as one. Excuse me. So relaxing your work, Steve. I like how you said that right after I burped in your ear. Very relaxing. Alright, let's just export that to desktop now. Go rope for sale. We come into here. We get rid of our old ropes. Goodbye, old friends. Wow, that freaking... So that cloud glitch it. So whenever you do like tessellation effects... Smiley face. Whenever you do tessellation effects, and it even happens when I see games today, if you look right on the peripheral of the screen, you'll see they usually stop working at the very edge of the screen. But I mean, overall, the clouds look fine. Just, they came out quite fluffy. I'm very happy I was able to... They kind of move as you're looking at them because of the way that the Fresnel works, but that's fine. It gives it a cool effect that when you're stationary and they move. Oh. 1 second, turn it off. Looks like they're changing shape. One issue, if you see there, look. Sometimes when one's too close to each other, you can like see through it. Oh, I didn't do it there. It's very strange. Sorry, I just sneezed. I was able to mute the microphone quick enough. Oh, no one's coming. Bless me. I want to have a nice cloth material here as well, I think. Wow, cool effect. Thank you. It's actually something I showed how to do a very long time ago on my channel. And then recently I was sort of just redoing it, like... Because if you see, the actual shape of it comes to here, but I'm using tessellation and stuff to basically scrunch it down. And if we go into this instance, I can actually show you. If I turn off the Fresnel. Nope. Oh, yeah, you go. If I turn up the Fresnel, we can go back to our, like, normal shape. It's still a little bit off, but that's more closely representing it. But the reason I sort of clamped it down with a Fresnel is I wanted the edges to be more and more transparent on the Fresnel, on the, I call it the horizon of the object. So this isn't drugs, this is just multivitamins. A weird thing to pick up on camera. So yeah, as it comes up, if you don't, you might already know what Fresnel means, but it just means like as you start seeing the edge of the object, it will apply that Fresnel to whatever you're telling it to do. But I had mine, if I undo, set to like a 4.7, so that way it uses that transparency to make the edges look really soft. And then yeah, when you move it, because I've got tessellation on a noise, if I show you the material, yeah, so I never used that in the end, it didn't work. I basically just got this. So basically the way that noise works, let's have a smaller one so you can actually see it. Not preview. So the way that noise works is it's like, I guess some people would say triplanar. It's world position based. So when something moves, the texture will stay in that place, but tile. I don't think I have an example in Engine. I really want to demonstrate it though. If I just get a noise node. I'm demonstrating a lot today. There you go. Demonstration. Is it demonstration? Like that? Demonstration. Demon. Yeah. So if we get the noise node and we plug that into our base color. What the heck? The heck? What is that? What is it like? Huh? Okay, ignore that. Yeah, so get the noise node. We'll make it a bit chunkier actually. We'll go like another 0.0, say 0.01. Boom. Apply that. I'm not going to change it because I can't bother. But if we now apply this, let's apply it to a plane first to show you. So when I move this, you can see it's kind of like I'm peering into another world. Like, and when I make it bigger, look, it tiles it on the world position. So those textures essentially stay in that same spot, right? Then if I were to put that on like a sphere, that's now having it on all the axes, right? So it'll look like this. I want to move it. You see all that weird movement it does? That's all I'm doing with the clouds. But I'm doing that for the tessellation. So I'm getting it to crunch up and bump out with those values. So the whites are bumping out while the blacks are bumping in. And then it's just saying, oh, okay, because when it moves, it gets this effect. As you can see here, it's just going, okay, we need to bump out and in and bump it out and in. It's just changing how it's bumping as it moves through the world. Now, I don't know all the maths behind it or anything because I'm not that into it, but yeah. The reason I love materials so much is because you can be a dummy like me and come up with these really small ideas and then just run with them, and it's so cool. All right, so bring these in. Let's delete that quick. I'll save. I hope you learned something, Polyzen just said. You're going to be like, oh no, I'm not even an artist. I'm just, I don't know, a technician. I just thought it was cool to watch stream. Turn you off, turn you on. So what it's going to do is I should be able to place those. They'll be really big. Yep. Half that scale. And if I take the position of these, I should be able to perfectly place them for where it represents in my blender. No. Yes? That one doesn't quite reach. Is that because of the rips I've got on it? The tear. Yeah, I have got it coming to like a pinch. I'm just going to move it to the right a little bit, I guess. So if you only want it to, so you see this, it's moving like both of them. If you only want to move one, go connected only. We do something like this instead. Now that'll mirror it on the other side for me because I've set up a mirror. So if we look over here, when I move that, we'll be moving that one over there too. So that let's come back into here, re-import, and that should slightly shift. There we go. Now that's more aligned. Cool. I already have a rope effect. Here it is. And I'm hoping we could just apply that. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Somebody look like a blender. Oh, it did. Okay. So the nice thing about exporting it to Ue4 and then being able to change it, so I can keep re-importing it and fixing those issues. So I'll go, oh, that's too tight at the top, so I can just move that around like this. Probably same here a little bit. Bring it over here. Cool. And then I can say, okay, let's re-export it. Come into Ue4. Click it. Re-import. And boom, they've moved. Cool. Now I would like these to move. That's going to be interesting because I need them to move on the same wavelength as our sails. Otherwise they'll be offset. So how do we do that? First of all, I never made this original material, so this has got a lot of stuff in it that I don't care about. So I just want you. Yeah, I just want you, and you. Cool. And now I'll just go rope material Steve, because it's my version. Come into here. Multiply these together. I don't know what is happening over here. Grid? That's the grid? Why is it coming through so weird? Background? Well, that looks a bit better. Let's just leave it like that. Boom, boom, boom. See, they tile like that. Huh. So usually rope materials tile going straight. I can't remember if I made this rope material. Maybe? Cool. I don't want it to be very shiny, so I'm just going to put in a specular there. We'll make it like a 0.1 so it's not too matte material. I could actually do something like this to give us a weird looking roughness. You'll get like some of it less shiny, and then I could just multiply that by 1.5. 2.5? No, okay. So instead of multiplying it, we'll keep it like this. We'll do the add. Then we'll add 0.25. Cool. There you go. So you get some bits that look. I guess it looks like it's wet, doesn't it? So some parts that look like they're a tad wet, and it helps mix up that material, that texture a little bit. You can actually do quite a lot. Like if you just have this, right? You're like, oh, that's just the base color. And you're like, what can I do with the base color? So what I've done is I've added it in here, and we get this, which I should really desaturate first. I think it technically desaturates it for when it goes into our roughness, but essentially the information it should be taking is this. So when it gets dark, it's getting more reflections, while when it's getting white, it's getting drier, or rougher, should I say, because it's a roughness map. So basically, this is kind of, because I've got it darker in the crevices, it's kind of simulating like it's damp in the crevices, like water still hasn't dried out of there, which is perfect, because the scene has clearly had rain at some point, because we've got some damp spots. I think I've even got a damp spot here, look, where it's come through the ceiling. So that's kind of neat. It's just small things like that. Like, it just the biggest part about it is how much time it saves for you. And when developing a very large scene, I know this scene's taking me like a year, but you gotta remember, I only spent about 3 to 4 hours a week actually working on it. So I haven't actually spent as long as people probably think on it. But yeah, it's all about doing these small things to help save you some time. Because you can sit there for freaking months making one asset, and it will look like the best asset you've ever made. But if you're making a game, you've only made one asset. I've talked about this before. So yeah, if you can find shortcuts that work for you and you like them, that's brilliant. Because going fast will always be helpful, no matter what project you're doing. It's never going to be a negative skill you can have. Know what I mean? Alright, so let's save this material out. Got it rope material Steve. Was it too shiny? Well, it's thicker. It is a little too shiny though. So we'll add a little bit more. See what we had. Cool. Doesn't quite match up, but again, I don't think that's going to be a big issue when you're down here just looking at it. Don't think you're going to mind too much about that. I do like it that thick. I think it... Have I got it floating now? Slightly shift it in engine. And slightly shift it down. There you go. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So now what I want to do is I want it to move the same way that this moves. So, what I've done in here, from what I believe, is I've got it set up on a linear gradient. I'm not using that clearly. Yeah, I'm using a linear gradient. So when we look at this, freaking get rid of the grid. You'll see the center of it is receiving information and the tops and bottoms aren't. I'm using that information to tell you where it needs to wobble, right? Like this. So the tops aren't receiving any. Now, I want the tops essentially to receive a little bit, just so I can have the ropes moving with it. So instead of having it like this, here you go. So here, I could always clamp the bottom to do something like this. Probably a 0.1. So they're only moving a little bit now. Now, an issue to why this is probably not going to work for me, at least not the current state of it, is because the way I unwrapped them was like this, right? So what I should, so when I do a linear gradient, that's only going to come through here. So what I can do is squish that down like this. Flatten. Oh, Blender's weird with this, isn't it? Go into Maya. It's always easier in Maya with stuff like this. Ropes here. Go into our UVs. Come into here. Scale that down. Hi, the Talking Ben. How are you? I'm very good. I'm a little bit tired. I've had tooth pain recently. But mostly I'm good. I went out for a meal today. It was very nice. And I enjoyed myself. And we are just doing some 3D. We're messing with things. We made some... Well, I made these off stream, but I was messing with the clouds again earlier. If I play, they will move. No, they won't, because I haven't turned on the movement. Cloud. Boom. 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 Oh, that was too low. If it was that, I wanted to add. Clouds will move. And as they move, they will change shape. See that? Whoa. I have a question. Do Unreal Engine help to make an animated video, or is only for games? Yeah. That one of the latest. Actually, I said latest. It's quite a while ago. Unreal Engine animation, like making animations, if that's what you mean. I have a question. Do Unreal Engine help to make? Yeah, animation. Yeah. They do loads. They do loads of stuff like that. In fact, the Mandalorian. It had obviously real-time stuff as well, but they used Unreal Engine to do a lot of the drops in here. There was a real-time Unreal Engine scene in the background where they recorded it. Thank you so much for the description. Oh, fun. Yeah, so that's a real-time thing you can use it for. And there's tons of animations people have made. In fact, I've been asked to do animations today. I just suck at animating. In fact, here you go. I keep saying in fact. One of my latest projects, I did like a year ago, so it's not very latest, I guess. Because I've been doing this scene for over a year. I've been working on this scene for over a year. Oh my god. That's insane. Where is it? Oh, is it just on my art station? I should have just gone to my art station. Whoops. If you look at one of my scenes, it is just a video I made. It's only a... It's actually a looping one. I think if you go back to the start, it should loop. It obviously looks like it's in-game, but yeah. It was a small video I made with it. Anyways, I did some lighting changes while off stream as well, I believe. Does it look like it did lighting changes? Do you guys remember what it looked like before? Oh, I actually found a nice texture to use for the walls as well, there's tiles. It's just to give it a little bit extra detail, because before, it was just like a solid color, so it helps to just break that up. I've also got decals there that I did on stream, but yeah. But the lighting should be different than what you guys remember, I think. Pretty sure I worked on the lighting. This annoys me over here, because as she gets close to the window, you'll see her lighting changes drastically. Look, from here to here, she gets a lot brighter. And I was trying to wrap my head around how to fix that, because she's a dynamic object, so it's the dynamic lighting causing it, or stationary lighting. So I need to learn to fix that, because she looks probably a little too dark in here. But then when she gets to the window, she's overly bright. Look how much light all of this is receiving on her like right side. I mean, you can even see inside here. Look how bright that is. Here it's fine. Where she's actually receiving light, it's fine. I will finish her off stream. I've said this for like 3 months. I will finish her off stream, like I did the clouds. I did the clouds off stream. So, and I actually did make those. I'm not lying. I didn't find the material online. I did make those. They're not even that complex. I just showed them. I can't bother showing them again. These were trainer 4. Right. Go back to here. Go into here. What I need to do is really important. That's what I was doing. So let's go back to Maya. Is I need to make it so they match with this. Because the linear map I'll use will basically use that. I could also use positional spacing as well. The atmosphere's magic is incredible. Thanks, man. I'm terrible at atmosphere usually, so I'm glad. Jesus, I'm glad I've actually got to a point where it looks right. You know what I mean? Oh, actually, I should have done this first. Oh, right. Oh, that is a little bit annoying. Okay, so I could probably just stretch this out like this, and it should work. I have to change the tiling in engine, but that should be fine. I think my issue is that I've been working with the lighting a lot, and I sit there and I get obsessed with like the way that the lighting needs to look, and I think that's a big mistake. I think you should care more about just making it look stylized, because I look at the lighting and the lighting is set up to look relatively realistic, and I think you shouldn't care about that. I've also got the sun, which I can make brighter. I did have it brighter. I wanted it to be, I think, 500. Yeah, like that. So that way it starts blurring out at the edges. I think the only problem is you see it there, but that's pretty fine. Yeah, so I've gone with like this realistic lighting, and that's fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying I think you should settle quicker on your lighting and just make it work for stylized rather than getting obsessed. Because I've sat with this light for ages trying to get it looking perfect. I even went around, which you should do this, sort all your light maps out. So red light maps are bad, but I have it red for a reason because they're very large and I wanted the extra detail. But mostly I made everything green light maps. So to do that, you just select them. You can just do it quickly down here and then reduce them to like the 64. And that obviously will go to blue. But yeah, I was going around and reducing all of it. Now it only takes like 5 to 8 minutes to bake all my lighting. So I recommend it to sort all that out. But yeah. This scene has been a blast to make though. Like, I'm glad some of you have been here for a long part of the journey. You've sat here, you've watched me learn, you've watched me make mistakes, and you've overall watched me have a good time. And I'm glad you guys have been here for that. It's been a great experience, and I love it. So in here, oh Jesus Christ, in here I did something a little bit special. I use a local position. So what a local position does, it takes the asset itself in its local space. When I say local space, what I mean is if we, for example, I was thinking I want to make it so the top of this, or the bottom of this moves with the wind, but not the top. Now I can't do that in the texture. Why can't I do that in the texture? Because the texture looks like this. So unless I were able to get it here and pinch this part here and then move it, it'd work. But an easier way to do it. Close. Oh, Jesus. An easier way to do it is in the local space. Why is that like in my face? Get out of it. In the local space, which is how tall it is here, so it will just do it from bottom to top. I can tell it from the top to don't apply wind, and then as it gets towards the bottom, apply some wind. It should work. Now, next, what we need to do is I need to make a material for it. And just call it m_just flag. M for material. And I'll open this up just to have it in the background for me to drag it in. There you go. And I'll pop down to there. Now, why is the grid like... Why is the grid... My Unreal breaks the longer I use it. When I'm at work, I've got programmers, so if I run into something like that, they can usually fix it. I have no idea why it's doing that. Like, why is the grid, like, chunky? Freaking needs to go on a diet. Alright. Just like me. People never believe me that I actually don't eat that unhealthy. People always think I'm a big fat phony, and I'm lying. I did have some ice cream today, but I don't sit here and snack. I've never been a snacker. Never been my style. But people, because I'm a little bit chunky, seem to think I sit here and eat snacks all day. I'm glad I don't. I think I'd get sick of him too quick. My mate, I don't know how he does it. He's quite slim, but he sits at the PC and he eats nuts, he eats popcorn, he eats sweets every day. I'm like, Jesus, man. Okay, so we got that part of the material done. Now, as I showed you in this material, we have a local space. Now, I could just place it in myself, but I've probably got it preset up quite well. We'll clamp it here. And then lerp it like this. So it should end up looking like this. So, local position connected to a mask. What the mask is going to do, it's going to tell it from bottom to top like this. Then dividing that. I'll blur it. I bet the bottom... I wonder if I attach that to a sign. Go between -1 and 1. Multiply that by 2. And divide it. No. Add 1. And divide it by 2. What does that look like? Ah. Huh. Not the result I was expecting. Are you a drinker, like sodas? Yeah, sometimes I tend to drink sugar-free, though. Or I drink, like, sugar-free water. Sparkling water. So I guess that's fizzy. But I'm not someone who sits here and drinks Coke or Dr. Pepper, or too sugary for me. To be fair, even when I do gorge myself and stack out, it's usually savory stuff. Like if you go, oh Steve, you get some dip and crisps or potato chips as Americans call it. That's my jam. I'm not much of a sweet tooth. I like sweet things, but usually in smaller quantities and rarely, like once every 3 and 4 days. If I want a dessert after dinner, probably not. I tend to not eat anything after dinner. Well, recently I've been bad. I've been eating like a sandwich at night. So yeah, that's interesting result. So it goes like black there. So what if I lerp it here between 2 colors? What kind of result do we get? You can actually click this teapot. So if you select the object you're using... No. It's not two-sided, is it? There you go. Select the object you're using and then select the teapot. It should appear... You get in here. I think in America... sugar content for just regular stuff is extreme compared to European countries. I believe you're correct in that. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think you're right. You also usually have bigger quantities as well. Like, I think it's always funny seeing quantities. Because if I, like, write in large soda America. Does it say? You get America... Oh, wait. United States, wait. Oh, 1.5 times bigger. It's like 30 ounces a large McDonald's. Large soda UK. Is there another picture? That'd be very helpful. Could have said a number. Is that an example? No, that's just old scaling. Aha! Ego. So a McDonald's large in the US is 946 milliliters or 32 ounces apparently. In the UK, where I live, it's only 500. So you guys almost have double the amount of soda. Like your small is almost as big as our large. Our small is almost half your small. You need 4 of our smalls to almost be as much as your large. That's nuts to me. That is so much soda. So why isn't that getting... Oh, right, because I'm previewing down there. Yeah. So if I do this, we should see... Yes, that bit. Interestingly enough, I should see... mask blue. Why am I not seeing... Why am I not seeing anything? They should do it on local space, correct? So I should see something... Oh, back to a cube. Yeah, look. Is it because it's too small? But it's localized. It should be local to that area. I kind of want to put it in here quick. No. Oh, I thought that would make it very easy doing it that way. Okay, so I can't even see that. Local is supposed to do it, as it says, a local space. So the height of it should be its max point. But the height of mine is here, but we're not seeing anything. I'll try to figure the easiest way to shift it. It wouldn't be a divide. I can't think. Can I change something in here? Position. It's just absolute world. Yeah, look, I should do it around its center point. I don't know, because I thought that would be an easy way to do it, but apparently not. I'll get back to that. Because that's the other way I could have done these. But instead, I'm going to do it through the texture. And hopefully... I just made the... Did you see that? Boom. Make the entire world a texture. Cool. Okay. What are we doing now? I've lost train of thought. Yes, these. This one also is kind of... it's because I moved it. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so yeah, all of that's moving. So re-import this. Did I just export it or did I not? The texture should become messed up. No, I haven't. Oh, here you go, file export, and it's called rope for sales. Rope for sale. Buy a rope. Okay, come into here. Re-import. It should actually look all right. No, that's a little bit messed up. What I need to do is in my rope now, I've got these 2 values here. So I can make an instance of this, attach that, come into here, and I should be able to change the scale of one of them. I always select the wrong one first. One of them to start bringing that back up. There you go. Nice. So now we've got our rope texture correctly, and we've got it set up in a texture correctly. I can start making our wind effect. Now, our wind effect can only go to a value of point... Let's check. I don't want to say it incorrectly. It can only go to a value of what I have as the lowest value here. So it can only go up to 0.1 in value in the max strength, because I don't want it to sway any more than the weakest strength that we're seeing at the top here. With that said, actually, I don't really want it moving here. That's supposed to be stationary. I just remembered that. We could change that now. Let's see. So invert, yeah. What I need to do... I can't remember the maths right now. I'll leave it for a minute, because I want to get this working. I'm more interested in getting this part working than I am this part. So, if I take the information we've got going on here, No, I don't need to do that. All I need to do... So what is this multiplied by? A simple grass. Let's take all the simple grass information we got going on. Paste that into here. And if we plug that in, so I still need the top of it not having any strength at all, because I don't want this part here moving. I only want it to start moving when it isn't wrapped around that top part. So I want it to sway but be stationary and static at the top. So I just want a very basic linear. Yeah, so this linear, we've got the bottoms and top being grayed out. All I want, I don't know why I'm copying it because it's easy enough to put in. But if you write linear gradient, you can just get it in that way. I swear that just made a Facebook sound. I'm hearing things. So now, if I just set up a multiply so we can preview it. That multiply's not doing anything. I only ever do that to see what it's doing. Boom. So we want the top to receive no information. Now, what I can do with this is start subtracting it a little bit at a time. Subtracting one, it'll be black. So as I subtract, we'll start bringing that part down. See that? Now, I probably want it to be about here, right? Because I wanted to no movement at all and then start increasing in movement as it goes down. Now, if we want to work out the maths, the bottom of this gets to a 0.7 value. Because, I don't know, talk about maths is funny with 3D art. It gets to a 0.7 value. The reason for that, oh god, why is my hand so itchy? Is because it usually will go between 0 and 1. But we're subtracting 3, so now where it reaches a 1 will only reach a 0.7. Hey Steve, I have a question. I've been searching for the most famous game, but I can't find it. Do you know what is the most famous game now? Most famous isn't the most bought, because I believe that's Minecraft. It goes Minecraft, Tetris, and then Wii Sport. My sport game of all time. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm wrong. I didn't know that. I was close. It goes Minecraft, Grand Theft Auto 5, then Tetris, and then Wii Sport. That's very interesting. I didn't know that. GTA is that high? Damn, I don't like GTA. I thought it was very boring. I don't think it's a bad game. I just couldn't get into it. So yeah, we're getting to 0.7 at the end. We only want it to get to 0.1 max. So what have we got to do to 0.7 to get to 0.1? We've got to divide it by 7, right? So if I now divide that by 7, it should only go from black to very light grey. See that? I then just need to multiply that by our grass wind. Grass wind looks funky. I can't explain what it's doing. It just looks like you're on a trip when I look at it. If we do that, we'll get the... So the reason it's doing that, I know exactly why it's doing that, which is good. If you know why a mistake's happening, it's very, very good. It's very easy to fix it. The reason it's doing that is because I subtracted by 3. Right? And I was... Oh, I didn't need this multiply, but it's good to show you, actually. So I'm pointing at my screen, like with my finger, as if you can see it. The top was 0, the bottom was 0.1. When I told you I subtracted by 3, I said this part got to now minus... not minus, it got to 0.7 instead of 1. But this part goes down to as low as minus 0.3. What I need to do to fix that is just clamp it at the end. What a clamp does, it will make it so it can't go up or below a value you set it. By default, the lowest value is 0 and the highest value is 1. Technically, I can set this to 0.1 as max as well, because I don't want it to reach any higher than 0.1. It shouldn't be anyway. It should look identical when I preview them. But in here, it should now just look black at the top. Oh, I haven't plugged it in. Perfect. I said that you don't technically need to know how to do things, But knowing how everything works, like if you don't know how all the programming works or how all the mathematics work, that's not the worst thing in the world. That's fine. But knowing why something isn't working can be really helpful later on. Because I've had people come up to me all the time like, Steve, don't teach them that. You're teaching them wrong. I was like, I'm not necessarily teaching them wrong. I'm just not teaching them the mathematically correct way, or I'm not teaching them the programming way, because they don't need to know. There's a lot of stuff I don't know about programming that won't affect me at all. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's, as an artist, it's not necessarily something I'm ever going to need to fix or know how to do. And as someone with a limited brain capacity like myself... Oh wait, we're doing this part here. Ah, interesting. Oh, right. So I need to replicate these values here. So we got wind strength 8, wind speed. Alright, we ain't got that one in there. I'll have to look at that. Wind texture res, the first one, we've got at 8,000. Second one, we've got at 3,000. Wind speed, we've got 0.2. So we need to replicate them perfectly so they should move in sync. And then we want wind strength, which I haven't got for some reason. Oh, here. I've multiplied it afterwards. So let's come back into our rope. This isn't our rope. This is our rope. Boom. Wind strength. Click apply. My hand is very itchy. Oh my god. Oh. Alright. Then go back into it and make that 8. And it should, fingers crossed, move at the same speed. Wait, the top's moving. Oh, I've got it looking at the wrong way. So what's happened here... So this is what happens when I don't put a preview on. So, if we would have previewed it... And let's flex it back out so I'll see what's going on. I would have noticed... that it's panning this way, not this way. That's fine. I should be able to fix that by simply telling it to have the linear gradient the opposite direction. So right now the linear gradient is going from top to bottom. If I go from left to right, that should work, I think. No, that is left to right. Oh. Right. Okay, I'm being silly. So the reason it's doing it is because the end... If this just looked like this and it was cut from the top and then placed at the bottom, it would be fine. But it's not. It goes around in a circle. So the bottom of the UV map is here and the top is here. So I probably do need to do a local space to fix this. I mean, let me turn off the linear gradient and everything and just do this. I want to check to see if it is moving. Wait. 0.1. So if we clamp that, auto divide, yeah, clamp, and then divide it so we keep our values by 10. Yeah, opposition. Because 1 divided by 10 is 0.1. That should at least move at that speed, is it not? Move this over. Got it in the wrong order. It's what I said, it's very easy to make mistakes when you're doing this. Because a slight lapse in judgment, you can make a huge mistake. So why isn't that working in general? Let's get rid of all the linear gradient stuff. Because I have to do local position then. Right? I think. Clamp. Divide by 10. Maybe I shouldn't be dividing it by 10. Maybe I should just be doing this. Apply. That's going to be too strong now, isn't it, though? It's not moving at all. What is it doing? I'm very confused. That should have worked. At least the basics of it should have worked. Huh. Because the wind should still be giving me the wind effect. Maybe I'm not supposed to be clamping it first. Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, I'm being an idiot because I'm clamping it first. There you go. You can see it literally doing it here. I should still technically be dividing it by 10 because I don't want it to reach. Or... I mean, I'll click place that quick. The speed of that's different, isn't it? Speed 0.2... 3.2. It should be moving at different speeds because the wind should be the same spot. I'm very confused. Huh. So we're going back at here. If I copy... So I should be able to just copy all this out. And paste this into here. Okay, let's take all this out. And plug this into here. It should replicate the strongest point of our sail. So the up here should be the strongest as here. Oh, I haven't changed the values. I assume they need to be rechanged because I just pasted it back in. Oh no. What? Now I'm very confused. So what's doing that? Plugged into what position offset, yeah? Wind scale. Oh. I'm multiplying it by 0, that's why. I could play. So this should be too strong. Should be. But it should still move at the same speed. So the speed's wrong. That's moving too quickly, like it's a little bit in front. But why? Because on the math front, it should be identical. Wind strength 8. Wind strength... Oh, I got low. Let's go to 8. So that's moving clearly a lot more than that, right? I don't know. I can't think of why it would do that. I mean, the best shot is if I combined both of these together and had them moving. That'd probably be the best way to do it. So if I were to select both of this, like that. Yeah, if you select both, you can right click and we can merge actors. Oh, but I want them to share a material. No, because I can just do them on local space, right? Yeah. If I merge the actors and we call it sails and rope, and we click, yeah, it's there, it's fine. Cool. If we were now to get rid of those freaking ropes moving at an insane amount, let me come into here and make them 1. There you go. Cool, it's fine. If I now replace this with this, nope. Sells some rope. Has it got the rope on it? Yeah, cool. So copy all this information, delete you, bring you in, paste you. Cool. Now, if we use local position instead, I'm hoping that should work. Oh, itch. So for this one, if I instead worked this out, I'll keep this just so it's here. If I worked all this information out using a local position, because they're part of one mesh, I should be able to get something I'm looking for. Like this. There you go. Oh wow, it shows you done with the other material. I never knew that. Okay, so we've got local position here, and we set this to divide. We preview this. No, if we set you to a mask, component mask, and set you to just blue. So blue should be up and down values. That sounds really silly. Up and down values, but you know what I mean. Okay, so it gets dark at the bottom here. Okay, if we then divide that by an insane number, because it's obviously way too bright, 100 maybe. Probably more than that, probably like 500. We'll get this smooth gradient here, but we ain't got a smooth gradient at the top. So how do I shift that? Is it an add? There is a way to do it, I just can't remember. No, that's clearly not it. How do I shift its position? So I essentially want to shift that position down and have it so the tops and bottoms will go black. I had it because I was using that to make it so the bottom of an object gets darker. So if we were to duplicate this, you will see when I tilt it. Let's bring this out here. It gets dark at the bottom and light at the top. And I simply did that using the same method. But how? Bottom fade. So did I not actually make it move position? Mask B, bottom fade. That. This makes the fade bigger, right? Yeah, it just causes like a sharpness. Yeah, you see that? So how do I shift it? Divide won't work because I'm not changing its position. Cancel that. I need to add one of the other colors, right? If we start preview on this and just go to our thingy. So the bottom here lacks all color, but the top gives you a 1 value in blue. That's all the information we need. We need it to be a 1 value in blue. So I need to increase the value down here as a blue. Why is this so hard for me to think of? My brain can't. Oh, you know what? I've got a video on world position. World position of Select Ue4. I wonder if it's done the same way. Where's my tutorial? I don't want to watch mine. Parts materials, pixel depth. Where is it? I do have a video on world position. World position. Huh? Position? I do have a video on it, I swear. Would it be a... It'll be Ue4 materials video in it. Playlist. Serial playlist. 56 videos, Jesus. Advanced videos, changing material on height. I should really call it world position offset because that's what I'm using. Am I not? Okay, so I make it fade. Oh, there you go. Look, I'm showing how to change how high it goes. Right? What do I not? Yeah, look. Okay. So I clearly. Wait, what did I do there? Well, that just brought it down. It feels really embarrassing having to watch my own videos. Hold on a minute, I'm being stupid. I think I know what I need to do. Okay, in here. Get the sails like we had them. Cool. So, I can't... Was I saying I wanted a black bit at the top? I can't. If I want a black bit at the top, I just need to invert this. Mask by B. I could have actually inverted there. In fact, I could invert it. No, I want to divide at a separate time because I want to move it. So I tap by 500. There you go. So what I need to do now. So how do I shift that now? I need to start adding. Hell yeah, that's what I was doing. And I need to create another one for this. That makes it so the tops don't move. There you go. God, I was being really dumb. Okay, so now we want the... Oh, other way around. 1.75. Oh, God. 1.9? I want to say... 1.05. I want to say they just won't move here at a certain height. Like that. Now, what I need to do... Bring these back. Multiply... No. Clamp them. Clamp you. Technically multiply then divide by 2. Because some of the values in there will be 1. Multiply... Oh no, multiplying 1 by 1 will make it 1. That's fine. I don't need to divide that. Boom! Now we've got a top duck and the middle duck. Now I should be able to use this information to give us the effects that we had going before, where the tops and bottoms of our sail are not moving. Middle's moving fine. Tops. Ignore the rope, but the tops, not moving. Nice. Now, I want the tops to actually move a slight bit. I was just replicating what I was doing before. I want the bottoms to move a little bit more too, because I want the ropes to move, right? So, all I need to do now is change this ad that I was just messing with. So if I put it to here, I would like for it to not go to black at all, really. I want it to go, whoops, 2.15, to sort of go to a grey, like that. At the bottom, we need another ad in there? Yes, I do. I only need to add a little bit. So I want this to kind of only not move right at the end. Yes, just like that. Click apply to that. So the top should slightly move now, but the bottom shouldn't move at all. This is a lot of work. I feel like this could have been done a way easier way. There you go. Bottom doesn't move. Oh, you know what I could have done? I could have just vertex painted where I want it to move. Oh well, too late now. Whoa, that's very strong. Is that strong? Or is that what I had before? Or whatever. The tops, ignore the ropes again, should just move. Perfect. Now, theoretically, because it's local space and they're a combined mesh, I should be able to take this information and move it over to the other material. Should being the key word here. I'm not sure it will work, but I believe it should. So I should be able to plonk this in here. Multiply this by this. Because that bottom part shouldn't even affect it. But I'm not sure. Let's get in our cells. Oh, that's weird. It didn't actually give it to us this time. Oh. I don't think it's going to work. These are... Wait, what? Oh. Oh, it might work. It's looking at the material on the wrong thing. It's applied it to both, weirdly enough. Okay. Now let's check if this works. Because like I said, the local space, if I compare it on here... Yeah, look, it's selecting the wrong thing. Why is it doing that? That's very interesting. But it should still have this value going up here. Let's make sure we've got the same values in here. Before I write it off and say it's not working, I'll make sure. Wind strength is 8. It's moving at a different speed. I think it is working. It's just moving at a different speed for some reason. You see that? Why? It's not to do with the scale of it, is it? No, that's not changing anything. See, I do like figuring these things out. I just think it might be boring for you guys. Alright, see, I copied that completely. That should all be identical. What about all of this? I think I copied this as well, didn't I? Wind speed. Cool. All the same. Connected to that. Yep, connected to that. And then set up some multiply. And then plugged in our world position offset. Okay, all that's identical. So why is it starting at a different speed? Am I missing one? Wind strength, wind texture, 8,000 by 3,000, and the same for speed. I'm going to have to do the last way I just mentioned. I don't know. I can't think of why it would do that. Oh well, we're going to have to do it the other way. Because they are aligned on the exact same. And the simple world position works on... Yeah, okay, yeah. It works on a world position. Which means it shouldn't matter how the UVs look. So why is the rope slightly behind or in front? In front? Yeah, in front of the rest of it. Because it's almost perfect. It almost works exactly how I wanted it to. But it doesn't. And that's very strange. Like I said, the only other way to do it And I'll keep this part in, just so I have it there. Because I might be able to fix it. I can't figure out what's causing it now, but I might be able to later. If we just do a vertex color, and plug that into... Plug this into there. And then lerp this. Whoops. And a left click, there you go. Wait. No, that can't be the reason. And then plug that into our alpha. And then plug this. No, not an alpha. Wait. Yes, into our alpha. Plug this into here, and then plug a 0 value into our B. Now, I usually get this in reverse, but if I plug that in, like I usually get it in reverse. I believe 0 needs to be in B. It should be stationary. Perfect. So now what I can do is I can go to mesh painting, and I should be able to paint. I used a red channel, didn't I? Yeah. Paint red channel, and where I paint that should now get the wind effect. Obviously I want it to be a bit more thingy. That we'll go size, turn down this, or too big. We'll try our best. So yeah, that should paint that too, to do something like this to here. Cool. Sweet. So I guess a little bit weaker at the top. Then if I because I've already painted on them, there is a way to see the paint. I can't remember how. But yeah, basically I've painted a black and white value, and where it goes white, it's going to move. Where it goes black, it's not going to move anymore. At the top, so I've got it. You can see I've got it slightly grey. Ignore the rope again. And at the bottom, it's completely black because I've not painted down here. I kind of want to bring it a little bit more. Like that. There you go. Oh, maybe that's a little too much. Okay, it's a bit strong anyway, so we can turn that down a tad to maybe a 4. There you go. Cool. Now again, because I've painted on these ropes, we should already have the effect done. All I need to do is come back into the material. Again, disconnect the one we had before. I'm just deleting that. Attaching that. And then copying over what we just did for our sails. What's interesting about this is I just tried to do that 3 separate ways. And the first 2 ways didn't work. And I think, because in our workplace, sometimes something will take a really long time. And sometimes it's hard to understand why. And I think that's all it is at the end of the day. It's sometimes you'll try these other methods and stuff and they don't work. But you don't know they're not going to work until they're not functioning correctly. The linear gradient I tried to use originally on the rope, I forgot the rope's endpoint would be at the top because it's not a plane. So I was like, oh, whoops, that's not going to work. And then I just tried the other way, and for some reason, it wasn't timed correctly. Hopefully it'd be timed now. Could you imagine it's not timed now? That'd be really annoying. I bet it's not going to be. But yeah, sometimes it's just how it goes, though. Like, it's nobody's fault. The ways you try to do it just don't work. It's always very interesting to see why those happen. If this doesn't work, I don't know what will. It don't work. Why is it at a different speed? The wind material should be identical. You can tell it's slightly moving at a different speed. If I go to paint over that now, we should... No, you can tell because the top's not moving. Paint, there you go. Should be able to stop it. Or you go fully enable it or stop it. Like that. But it's just weird that, look. Why? Why? That's so strange. I can't wrap my head around it. What would cause it to do that? That is a shame. I might just keep... I'll have to keep the rope stationary for now. It's very, very sad. It also means I have to manually do it over here as well, so it won't be identical. That's not necessarily a bad thing, though. Oh, wait, we kept it at 0.6. Wait, hold on a minute. Why is my brush so tiny now? Wasn't it huge a second ago? Huh? Yeah, it's like shrunk 10 times. Perfect. Yeah, it's always a shame when things don't work. I can't actually figure it out, so we're just going to have to leave it stationary. All that work for nothing. So there you go. We got some basic rope. Now, as I said, I've been working out my light map density. Density on this is green. That's probably fine. I can probably leave it at that. This is a moving object. Oh, the whole thing's actually going to be moving now. What if you went into Blender Maya and maybe the rope and cells one piece? Yeah, but they are one piece now. What I did earlier... So if I were to... Well, I'd have to texture it, because it seems the reason must be the UV map, right? Because right now they are one piece. If you go into them, this is a singular mesh. Just with two material elements on it. So it has to be to do with the separate materials, but I don't know why. I could combine... But then I'd have to retexture it. Because I could combine the materials. But if I do that, they'll overlap each other. I mean, I can't figure out what would be causing it. Because they have the exact same values. Like... It's as if it's not taking it from the same point. We've got our... wind strength res, wind texture res, and wind speed. And that should be identical in here. Wind strength, wind texture res 2, wind speed. 8 on strength. Oh, that was only 4. 8. 8 on strength, 8 on strength, 8,000 on res. 3,000, and then 0.2 on speed. I don't think that's going to be what's caused it, but we can give it a quick check. By quickly... Oh, no, because all I've done is make that stronger. But we'll give it a quick check. Actually, what I should have done, instead of making that 8, I should have made you 4. There you go. Now I'm just going to paint over the whole thing. I'll just undo it in a minute if it doesn't work. Yeah, look. Not only is it moving at an incorrect speed, it looks like it's stronger as well. All I can think that could be causing it is I'm not multiplying it by a vertex normal at the end. Because one's a plane and one isn't. Because the reason that makes a difference is because one that's like a curved thing, the normals are going to be facing different ways. But that's just going to make it move. Well, that's going to apparently make it so... Oh, there you go. Like this, yeah. It's going to make it move like in each other. That's what I thought it would do. So, I don't know. I have no idea. I kind of just thought that would work. But it doesn't. The only thing I can think of is it's being caused by its UV maps. Because the material is almost identical. I pretty much copied it, right? Like, there's nothing... 1.5, yeah. 1.552. 0.5. 0.5. 0.5. 0.5. Yep, multiplying it by 1. Multiplying it by 1, and then that's changing in the instance. You got a 0 as our B value, 0 as our B value, and then our vertex color is connecting to our alpha, and then that's plugging into here. There's nothing else set up in here that should be causing any more offset. No world displacement. No, I can't think. I don't know either. Animation in Unreal is so far outside my. It's like it's like, because animation usually is like with bones and rigs and skinning, but this is obviously using a more technical way. It's like, but I don't know. I in my brain that feels like it should just work. Gonna turn my gain down a little bit. I look a little too loud on the slider. Yeah, it looks like it should just work, but it doesn't. And that's very bothersome. Weird. I mean, we got a texture for them. That's mostly what we were here to do. So that's not bad at all. This one also confused me. Because in here... So maybe in here, when I was setting it up... Did I not call it flag? Sign flag? Probably this one. When I was setting this one up earlier, I was obviously coming to issues. Although, what's the UV map like on this? So I can do this like we did to that as well. Do a vertex color to make the wind on it. Because I'd like any flag outside to move. I want to simulate wind. There is actually what you can do, which I'm also neglecting, is there is wind. But I can't remember how to set it up, so I don't want to do that. The most I've ever done is set up a panner for water in a canal. Nice! To be fair, some people don't even do that. Some people barely touch the Unreal Engine and only do the modeling and texturing. So knowing anything outside of that for Unreal is fantastic. Like, that's brilliant. I know plenty of people who don't even know how to touch Unreal. So let's quickly set up this again, and I could use a vertex, but I really want to use that positional gradient, local gradient that I was trying to get working. So back in here we go again. We'll set up a local, and then we'll divide that by 100. We should get a midpoint. Oh wait, component mask by blue. We should get our midpoint. The more you divide it, the more of a blur you'll get. So we probably want a decent blur. Like that. Probably a bit too much. Probably more like that. And then we can add it. That's what we were doing earlier, right? That should bring it down. There you go. I feel like it won't work if it's the same. Yeah, but in this case, I'm not having it match. Like, if I wasn't trying to get this to match up, it'd work. But I was trying to get it to match up. Here's a separate asset, so it should work. I think. I mean, you could be wrong. It might not work, but we'll see. So the problem I was having with this flag a second ago was when I went to preview it in here. Aha! So I do have it now. Perfect. So I want to turn this down. First of all, I need to invert this information. So if I component mask, that's not component mask. If I 1 minus, which is invert, and then clamp, what result do we get? Not what I was looking for. What I need to do is divide it by less. There you go. Find, so divide it by more now. Find that value I'm looking for. About here. Clamp it. Now 1 minus it. So the 1 minus doesn't work. It means it's too weak. Because I need the top to be a value of 1. So I might have to multiply this because it looks a bit grey. So if we multiply this first after adding by, I don't know, we'll just go 5. We should get that point at the top nice. And as I lower this, black, perfect. That's exactly where I want it to end. I should now be able to do the grass wind. I always use grass wind. I don't know if that's preferenced on what you should be using. I always use it because it always works. And it's a very quick and cheap way to get a convincing. I mean, we've got it freaking on the sails and it looks pretty convincing in my opinion. That looks like moving sails, you know what I mean? Looks like wind sitting here. So for me, that's very convincing, right? Oh, excuse me. The wind simulation is pretty easy. You just go into the details of your mesh and make sure things is checked and then paint the parts you don't want affected. I can yeah, but the problem is I need it to be high vertice count, right, for it to actually move those spots. This is really low poly, so this won't necessarily work. And it also means I have to set it to a movable object, which can also be very awkward. Whereas I can bake information on things that just have a material. So I don't think I want that, because I want everything in this scene but the character to be baked as well. And I don't necessarily want to increase the poly count to that. But it would probably look better. So maybe I should off stream. I've done it before. I literally did it, what, 4 months ago for my job. And it looked really good. I just can't remember how. Brain. Multiply. Wait. We're going to multiply it first. We're going to do this. Then this. There you go. Cool. So now that top bit, you don't get affected. Perfect. And then if we go a well-positioned offset, that should move. Fingers crossed. This is when it's going to completely be busted, because it's going to say the shape counts as a different thingy. No, that seems to work. It's a bit fast, a bit funky. Oh. Why is the top so dark? Is that because it's not baked now, because I've been moving it around? Why is the top so dark? I mean, that kind of fixes it. I think it's just because it's not baked, that's fine. I kind of want to make that a little bit more. What the heck? Where did it go? Oh, there you go. Let's go into the 1 minus, easier to see. I think it's just this, right? If I put this up. Yeah, so we want to go like 4.25. Yeah, probably about there. Cool. And I want to change the scaling. Oh. To here. It's always going to look weird when I first do it because I haven't changed all the instance stuff. So I got you to 8. You probably only want to be 2,000 here and 500 here. Yeah, it's good. And then I want it to be a little bit weaker because only small won't be playing around too much. You know what? We want it to be probably here. But we want it to be a much lower speed, I'd say. Yeah, something like that. Maybe... Cool. So the biggest benefit to actually using wind, like Tuckback is saying, is things will actually overlap each other. With material wind simulation, if you can even call it that, is things can't overlap. They can only push in and outwards, because it's kind of like how textures work. If you've got a height map, that can only tell you to go up and down, but you can't have it go. I mean, you know what I mean, but I want to demonstrate it. So with a height map on any object, you can essentially tell it to go in and out where you want, and you can tell it, you can have that information on the height map. It doesn't have to be as sharp as that. You can tell the height maps to do like a smooth one, like, you know, like that. But it's still going to be coming from a flat object. It's going to be making that flat object look 3D. What you can't do in a height map is make it do this and have it so it goes actually in. So, very minor example. So it actually goes in like this. Instead, the height map will cause it to look like this, like this. No, well, that would have worked if the example would have worked if that flipped like this. Because you can't tell the height map, which is the same as what we're doing with the wind, to basically have any of those in betweens. It's the same with landscape in Ue4. You can't make the landscape bump inwards and make caves because it can only go up and down. I think I've got that too weak now. Can't even see it. 40. Whoa. Whoa. 0.4. 0.5. 0.4. Cool, things are moving, that's good. We got that texture done at least. Yeah. Looking pretty good. Alright, so I want to do this probably tomorrow. The boat, I want to rework it. And then probably off stream I'll do our carpets, I'll do our curtains, and I'll get a nice material for this. Either make one or find one. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. We actually were able to stream for a decent amount. It's actually midnight here now. Perfect time to finish. I know we didn't make too much progress and there was a lot of fiddling around, but yeah, we're just here to learn. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you tomorrow or Sunday, because I'm really not sure. No one seems to watch me on a Saturday, so I'm not sure if I should move it to a Sunday. You guys can leave a message in my Discord to say if you prefer that. Bye.